What up, everybody? It's Tommy Runs. That that guy is Aaron Worldwide, and this is the PR Project, episode number 9. This is the big episode.
This
Well,
big.
yeah, it's like kind of like the big episode. Sorry for being late for the people that were waiting. Hello, all three of you. Um, y'all dope for popping up, showing up for the party. Man, it's getting real, man. I mean, it was getting real before, but it's like real now almost. You
Yeah. It's most certainly feeling much more like a real thing now.
it's about to be on the flow. What do you feel? I mean, what's like so let's address the elephant in the room. Aaron here has had practically you've had an amazing training block, I'd say. I mean, in most, if you had to like grade a training block, from and here like the requirements of this grade or whatever are consistency, like the sleep in the working out and stuff like that. The stuff that's behind the scenes. You might have worked out less than you had in the past, but I feel like anyway, mileage, workouts. I mean, I think you might have felt like you maybe bombed maybe one workout and you still finished the workout though. Which is like that was one
Was
of
I
those
supposed
like
to be giving grades as you was going through? Was I supposed to be throwing out?
no. I'm just saying
letters?
I was going at the end. I forgot. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me finish that. The last thing I said was whatever I said. I'd have to give you an A. You know what I'm saying? I think this is an A block.
I'll probably give it like a B plus, something
So
like that.
what would make it an A?
I feel like my block in the spring was closer to an A than the block now. But
How so? How so?
I just felt more in control.
I don't know.
Actually, here's the real because I'm gonna give y'all the real. It was much easier.
Did you hear me take a picture? Could you hear that?
I heard it. It was not. It was not incognito.
I was trying to be slick.
It was not inconspicuous at all.
Hey, Marlon, say
To
cheese.
be honest.
Okay, yeah, we don't even care no more. Gary has spoken. Nah, it's an A for sure. Like I don't even want to hear like so. This is one of those things where Aaron will come to you after the workout and be like, "No, man," and I'll be like, "Dang, man, what's wrong? You had a bad workout?" And he'll be like, "No, man, I was just going too fast for all the intervals." And then he's like, "Well, technically, I failed the workout." Come on,
No,
man.
I'll be joking most of the time when I be saying that. But
All right, okay, fine, sorry.
But no, really, the reason why I would give this a less than stellar grade is because I've had much less time to pay attention to the details, to the small things.
Mm-hmm.
So much less strength training this time around.
Okay.
Not as good with adhering to sleep schedules, and not the best diet either.
Hey, wait, you talking about me?
I'm talking about me.
It sound like me.
Because I mean, and really, I found the culprit, the underlying cause of these problems that I didn't realize was such a thing. But for the entire last training block, it was during the off season that we run 3-1-3, so I wasn't driving back and forth to Detroit every day. Well, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, most of it was in the off season, or all of it, right?
Yeah. The season hadn't even started by the time we raced. So it just that extra, and also I got another job, so those extra things kind of took up some of the time that I would normally use to focus on other things around running. But still, all in all, a good block, and I'm confident that I'll be able to execute on the race strategy. We're not preemptively making any excuses right now. That's not what
we're doing. No. But
just being honest, just being real.
But on paper, this is definitely an A block. If someone just jumped into the Final Surge app, Final Surge, holla at us. We looking for sponsorships for PR Project off season number 2. But like if somebody looked at the Final Surge app, they'd be like, dog, this dude hit everything that he needed to. Check. And then I think that like I'm not trying to like make excuse for myself on the workout side of things, but I think sometimes like from what I've seen a lot of professionals do, they kind of like taper off the working out as the miles get higher. I mean, because at some point you have to prioritize that that recovery. And then for someone like you that, like you said, you have another job now. Now you're doing more driving. We're on 3-on-3. It's like you have to. If you had that in the equation, could you be closer to being more fatigued than you needed to be? All that stuff. So I think it's like a perfect training block is like baking a cake. You got to have all the proper things going on. Too much sugar. Well, I don't know about too much sugar, but
yeah, I don't know if that's the thing. But not enough.
I was about to speak from a place of I don't know where I was going with that. Soda? Yeah. Too much baking soda, it can't be good for a cake. I don't know what it'll do to the cake.
Whipped topping. I mean, whipped icing. We don't like whip. You gotta go buttercream or nothing. That whip is nonsense.
The whip will be like the lighter, fluffy or stuff, and it always tastes. And then when they put the food color in it, it kind of like has like a chemically taste to it. What is that about? Like is it? But is it like? Is the color on the cake so important? The icing that you'll set like that you'll put a frosting on there. It tastes like it's just not good. You just got to get that stuff out of it. No,
but they be like, I mean, they kids. They not gonna know what's good or not as long as they got a bunch of sugar on it. They cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fingers be blue, faces blue,
tongue be black.
Yeah, black. Like this can't be healthy for you.
No, absolutely not. But that's not what we eating birthday cake for. We're not eating birthday cake like, ooh, I can't wait for this to add a few years to my life.
This probably sounds terrible just like to describe it, but Chive Kitchen. You heard of Chive Kitchen in Farmington? Yeah. So Chive Kitchen has this dark chocolate beet cake. You heard of it?
I think I had it before.
And it tasted great?
I think it did.
Yeah. So like I'm talking about it's so good. I don't understand how it doesn't taste like beets, but it's definitely like a beet cake. And I tried to make one on my own. I tasted the beets more, but it was decent. But it somehow like the chocolate hides the root flavor.
Well, dark chocolate is very strong and bitter.
Yeah, very pungent.
Yeah.
So one year I got a cake.
Tastes like dirt.
Yeah, it does. One year I got a cake, the whole cake for my birthday. It was a very expensive cake.
I was about to say it was probably
$1,000. It was an $80 cake, I think.
It's crazy.
Because they made me pay per slice.
$1 for every year you was alive. That's crazy.
Wow. Shit. All right. Well, I guess bring that topic to a close. Okay, hold on. How about this? Oh yeah, my training has been going decent. It's weird with the marathons, all that stuff. I had to take a couple days off last week because of a thing. The thing that we talked about last week, I ran today, and no issue at all.
Great.
Not one. Workout went well. I pulled an Aaron, ran too fast.
It's not the narrative.
Yeah, it's the narrative. Just like it's the same thing for Gary, and then you now at this point. I looked down. We was doing a warm up today, and I remember somebody at one point in life was just like, no, we got to be, whatever. We was at 7:30, no problem on an easy run. 7 days.
Who had an easy run today?
Wait, what'd you have?
Today was a long run.
Whatever, man.
Come on, man. Don't play with me. Don't play with me, dog.
Yeah. I was thinking about what was happening. I'm like, what are we doing right now?
I'm like, yeah, I got long run pace.
I love that there's a difference though. Like, cause it's definitely a difference. Like, so if you're listening and you're like, what's the difference between long run pace and easy pace? Easy pace is like that recovery, like trot it out, slow down all the way. And the way that I've been trying to figure out where my recovery pace should be, I've heard it needs to be much closer to where the pace that you would run in between reps of an interval workout. Now, if you're running your recoveries too fast on interval days, that's a different story. But if you're really slowing down to catch your breath and all that and get yourself together, that's right around where your recovery run needs to be. And then a long run pace is more like that progressive. You can pick it up a little bit. Everybody has a range, but it's the lower end is much, much closer. What'd you say, like 30, 40 seconds or less?
Yeah, like 30 seconds off of marathon pace.
30 seconds. It can go down to 30 seconds, maybe to like a minute to 30. A minute, probably the range is like 30 seconds to a minute and 30 seconds from your marathon pace.
Yeah,
So it makes it a little easier for you to kind of give it a go on long run days instead of just because sometimes you do need to get out there and test it and push and all that stuff. Anyway, but so now that we're in marathon week, what are some go-to things that you're gonna do? I'll start with no, we kind of talked about it a little bit. Go ahead, and it has something to do with the cake that we were just talking about. So what are some of the things that you're gonna do this week that like kind of help you get ready for marathon day?
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna experiment with this beet juice idea. They say it enhances your red blood cell count, I believe.
Yeah.
So mess around with that a little bit and see if we could just give ourselves every little advantage that we can going into race day. You know, that's what you want, right? You don't want to leave any stone unturned. You want to try to get the most out of every little thing you can get. Those marginal gains that Knox Robinson talked about a few seasons back on the PR project. That's the kind of thing we're looking for. So yeah, I got this this drink. It is a beet and tart cherry juice blend, and I'm like, let me see if it works.
Flip it over on the other side. On the ingredient side, it says marginal gains up top. All right, so to talk about the beet juice thing, I forgot when I started doing it, but it was I didn't forget. I started doing it before the Free Press Marathon 2019. And because I heard that's what it does, it's supposed to help or whatever. And so every race that's like a bigger race for me, I'll grab some beet juice, maybe 3-4 days before the race and start kind of like drinking a little bit here and there, you know. But yeah, I don't know if it's paid off or not, but I've had good races, so why not keep going? But yeah, and then I think for me is like when when people start carbing up, don't wait till the day before to eat a big bowl of pasta. Like you're supposed to start 4 to 5 days or so, or 3 to 4 days before race day to actually get the benefits of having like those glycogen storage or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So start eating so I'll probably start carbing up pretty good like on Wednesday or Thursday of this week. I'm doing a lot of traveling this week too, so not a lot, but I'm traveling the week before a marathon, which you're not supposed to do, but like it's this thing called like life and work and stuff, so I have to do it. But I'm gonna try my best to stay off the feet as much as possible.
Alexa says they say you should add beets on the regular to see the benefits. Essentially a nitric oxide booster. So start getting it in yesterday.
All right. Thank you for fact checking that. So we should have been doing it.
Never too late, man. Never too late.
But yeah, even if it's just 1 second, that could be a good PR.
I think the most important. Well, no, I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Go ahead. Keep going.
We touched on this a bit in our text messages earlier. The most important part of a goal marathon race week is to let your employer know that there will no work will be done at all. Right. There will be no work completed in the week leading into a marathon. And I'll give y'all a little life hack. Every time one of your coworkers comes to your desk or to your workspace, you remind them that you are running a marathon on Sunday. Like, yo, I'm running a marathon Sunday, bro.
Yeah.
What about those reports? You know, they'll probably get done, but I'm running a marathon on Sunday. Because that just throw people off totally. You know what I'm saying?
They're like, oh yeah. They're like, oh,
that's this week? Like, yeah, it's this week. So them reports probably won't get done until next week. But I'll bring my medal when I come back to show y'all that I ran a marathon.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about these reports that you're talking about.
Yeah, and then we'll get back to the thing that sustains my livelihood. Sure.
And then so, for me, unfortunately, I'm not in a position to be able to do that at this point. So, whatever. But what I can do and what I will do is, hey, Dad, can you ah ah does it require me standing up? I can't. I got this thing, I'm doing on Sunday, this marathon. Like that's the thing. Like I can't help you. I can't walk anywhere. I can't drive anywhere really because
I can't even really think.
Because to drive, I have to walk to the car.
To think you got to burn carbs, and you need every one you have in your body.
People don't understand how many carbs you burn just from thinking.
The brain is like the biggest carbohydrate burner in your entire body.
Yeah, so I'm trying to shut it.
They say professional chess players burn like 1,000 calories an hour when they playing chess.
For real though.
No cap.
No cap.
So you want me to solve complex issues at work? Y'all don't pay me to do that.
That seems selfish to me.
Y'all don't pay me to do that.
Y'all don't pay me to burn calories. What you mean? I mean, but seriously though, everyone who's watching this, if you've trained, and even if you tried to keep it on the low, everybody knows you're a runner. Everybody knows you got a race coming up. So anybody that asks you a question that requires you to come, step out of your, normal mode of operation to get you to answer a question for them or help them or do anything for them or, take them to somebody's house tomorrow to go trick-or-treating or like walk around my neighborhood to go trick-or-treating with you. Come on, kids. Come on. Let's realize how selfish that sounds.
You need to work a deal.
What's the deal? With the kids?
Yes.
All right.
I will walk around a neighborhood with you and go trick-or-treating. But every pink Laffy Taffy is mine.
No, I don't want nothing out of that thing.
I want all of them. I was eating pink Laffy Taffy over the weekend, and I said, bro, this is a godsend.
Pink Laffy Taffy.
Bro.
I feel like I'm about to Google this because for some reason I'm not.
That's the yellow Laffy Taffy.
It's not
banana Laffy Taffy, if you eat those, you're a serial killer.
What, yellow Laffy Taffy?
Yeah, the banana one.
It's striking. It's somehow striking.
Pink one?
Hold on.
The pink one? And this is hilarious, Mari. Noted.
Yeah. Talking about don't ask you for nothing.
Send those Mari. Whatever you need, I got you.
No. He meant every word he said. We can transcribe it for you, Mari, and send it over. No, but for real though, I mean, honestly, trick-or-treating. The fact that if I skip trick-or-treating this year, right? Chances of them actually being like scarred for life over that is so low. You know what I'm saying?
We'll say it's like one in like, how old is your oldest? 14?
15.
It's like 1/15 of a chance.
1/15 of a chance, and then and for Thomas, I mean, he's a little younger, so it's maybe like maybe like a 10 and 15, but they'll get it.
They'll understand it.
Yeah.
You don't
live dads have done worse things in the history of fathering.
Yeah.
I mean, but then when I bring the medal back, and it's gold. It looks gold.
It's just another.
It's just no.
The first one was cool. The second one, a little less cool, but still cool. You got like 100 now.
Dang.
This is what you do. It's normal.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. If I could, maybe I could ride a bike, or maybe they could pull me in. Never mind. All right. We're getting. If they pulled me in a wagon, I'll be there.
Now you got to dress up like the dog.
I'll do whatever. Whatever I gotta do. Whatever I gotta do. Oh, that is. I mean, honestly, yeah, that is kind of nice that they still want me to come. I am one probably. I was talking to my daughter we went to a cross country meet, and I was standing next to her, and she said something about I was weird or lame or something. I'm like, I'm the coolest dad here. Like, it was dads everywhere. Like, I'm the coolest dad here.
As far as the eye can see.
Right. It's more dads than you care to imagine. But I told her I'm the coolest dad around. I mean, honestly. And then she kind of looked around, and she's like, nah, there's probably somebody cooler. And then I pointed at like a random. I was like, "Look at this lady right here. I bet you her husband is lame." it turned out. It
Folks
turned
just
out
catch strays, bro.
he walked up, bro, with a purple button-up shirt on. It was perfect. Like, yep, there we go. Nothing bad about purple button-up shirts. Oh, Gary was there. Gary was. Gary was. Gary was. Gary was. Gary was at the track meet, bro, or at the cross country meet, and yeah, I'm sorry, Gary, you was there.
So you were the second coolest dad because Gary definitely cooler than
you. No. All right, so enough of that. Hold on. Oh yeah. Wait, somebody else said something more about beets. Hold on, we got to go back to real life. Malik said started beet juice regularly pre-run about 2 months ago. Tart cherry juice post-run workouts. Whatever. Sorry. Tart cherry juice is great.
Yeah. My only thing with taking in that much fruit juice is just
a lot of sugar.
A lot of sugar, and fiber is lacking. But we're not gonna get in the weeds about these things. I'm scared of getting fat again.
Let's just be real what it really is. But all right, so tell me though more about this. So we've been doing this for 12 plus weeks of getting ready for next Sunday. Talk to me about your goals, because you talked a little bit about them in the past, but now that we're like here, you're halfway through the taper. When you toe that line next week, what are you thinking?
So, my A goal, I'll just say it straight out. I'm targeting a sub 254. So I think that is a nice, SMART goal. We touched on SMART goals in the past. It's an acronym for something. I don't remember quite what the acronym was for, but it was basically saying that you need to set goals that are realistic, attainable, quantifiable, those kind of things. So measurable is what the M stands for, actually. So
what is it again?
SMART goals.
SMART. Yep.
So my A goal will be sub 254, and I also am a fan of having tiered goals as well. So my B goal will be sub 3, qualifying for Boston, and those are my two big things. Obviously, a PR would be nice, but with the way training has been going, I'm not going to say I'm going to say I'm expecting a PR, but I also know that the marathon owes you nothing, and it doesn't matter how good your training block goes. Sometimes on that day, it just might not go your way. Mm-hmm. But no, I'm hoping for at the very least a PR of under 305. Second tier goal will be under 3 hours and snag that unicorn. And the main goal, the A goal, the number one thing I want to, the great day would be under 254.
That's dope. And I'm super happy. And I think a few us and me and a few of my friends was talking about you, and everyone is excited to see what you get out there and do, and see the training work out and the plan go well, because that's the thing. All you can do is do what you can do, and you've done all the work, and all you got to do now is just lock in and remember that whole, and the fact that you brought up the chess players is kind of cool to me too, because like there's like, I'm reading this or listening to this book called The Practice of Groundedness. And it just talks about like that the more we try to like overthink in the moment, and we try our best to control and analyze all the way through, we think that that's helping us because we're in control, but you're using up more of that mental space and energy that you need to be. So definitely get out there, trust your training, and let it ride. Try to turn off the mind, and then just run, and then, because you're going to need there's going to be a point when you have to turn on and think and try to think your way through and use the mental power and all that stuff. Cash that check, dog. Cash the check.
Absolutely.
Will you be saying slam the door at 26, 24, 25?
Absolutely. Because I didn't get a chance to do it last time.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to slam it last time. So if I could get to 24 unscathed, relatively, decent, then yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna be screaming, slam the door. I might be saying it out loud. If y'all are in Central Park,
slam the door.
Y'all might see me just repeating a mantra to myself, and that's exactly what I'll be saying.
Slam the door, slam the door, slam the door. Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'll jump in there with my goals. Your goals are amazing. My goals are kind of strange, I think. I don't feel like I'll just whatever. We're here. This is a safe space. I don't necessarily feel like over the top thrilled about my goals because of the way the last couple weeks has gone. But I still did. I did the workout today, and it kind of like reaffirmed, like, okay, my legs do move this fast. I think it's what happens this week in the lead up is going to be very important. To get as much sleep as possible. Make sure I do all the things that I can do within my power to make sure that on Sunday at the most I'm fully recovered to the best of my ability. Because going into this 3 marathons before it started, I wanted to run a PR in New York. And my PR at the moment is 2:48:43. So the A goal is the B goal is to definitely go to PR. The A goal is to see where I'm at and go for like 2:43, 2:44. But the A goal is definitely I want to be realistic because the thing that I did in Boston that if I had to say I regret anything, I don't think that it would have changed anything. But the thing I did do was knowing that my training wasn't where it needed to be because of the injury in the last 3 weeks. I still went into Boston, just went crazy. I can do this no matter what. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're still fit," So I'm like, "Fine, yeah, I believe you." And then went super crazy in the beginning, and I probably should have just changed the way that I went out, and maybe if everything went well, then kind of pushed the pedal a little bit. But I went like I had the perfect training segment, So I think going into New York, I'm gonna take heed to that lesson that I learned in Boston. Get out slightly more conservative, under the slower than the pace that I'd like to finish at for sure. Definitely slower than the average, and then see where I'm at. And in worst case scenario, I PR. Like that would be great if that was like if I had to like at 23 miles say, okay, let's get this PR. That would be the goal. But I definitely want redemption on this PR. And so I'm gonna go after it though. Like I know it hasn't been great and perfect in the last 2 weeks, but damn sure gonna go after it, bro. That's it.
Yeah.
And I said to somebody on the run today, they was like, "Yeah, you gonna go crazy in New York, or you just gonna chill because you already did 2 marathons?" I was like, "Yo, PR or ER, straight up." Sounds crazy, but I mean,
Just saying, man.
I mean,
Eric Adams might come meet you at the ER. He could be talking crazy.
Who?
New York City Mayor Eric Adams. He's
yeah,
one of the funniest people in the world.
No, yeah, I don't need to talk to Eric, but like I'm gonna go for it, and hopefully everything. If at mile 6, 7, 8, I'm cool. I'm just gonna try to turn everything off and then just coast and see what happens. But I got the PR.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to yawn like that.
You got the marathon sleepies, bro. But no, I think I heard that from what's his name? The crazy dude who went in all the Masters races. Oh, dang! He run with Des Linden, and they both say PR or ER. So I'm like, all right, let's go. Yeah,
I don't got the kind of insurance to be saying stuff like that. That ER trip might hit me a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, no, I ain't got. Well, shit, I got a deductible. My bank account don't help me with this deductible. I'm gonna have to pay. But no, I'm definitely gonna go for it and toe that line and see where it takes me.
And shout out to Jennifer. Love following you guys. New York City is awesome. Central Park is hilly at the end, but the crowd is amazing. Knox Robinson is from Buffalo. Go Bills. Man, the Bills might win a Super Bowl this year.
Oh, really?
Thank you, though. Thank you, Jennifer. We appreciate that.
My
Yeah,
sister,
no, the
my
Bills
sister
like that.
from
They got one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
my sister was born in Buffalo.
That's crazy.
Fun fact.
Rick James from Buffalo, ain't
Yeah, I think so. A lot of people from Buffalo, man. Oddly.
he? Hey, man, something in the water. Buffalo wings. Back in my days, you know what I'm saying? I could eat one or two.
Back in my day. Oh, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, so yeah, my mom doesn't want to see me in the ER. No, she doesn't. Yeah, I'm not really trying to get there, mom. I mean, I'm
She
just
don't
trying
want
to
to see you go outside either. So
right. Right. She was there. She was at mile 26 when I turned that corner, turned right on Hereford. I seen them. I went straight to her, gave her a hug. I might have cried a little bit because I was being a
cry
little
for sure.
punk. Huh?
Ain't nothing being a punk about crying.
Hey, I heard somebody say something about, man, I had some man tears or something like that. I wonder, like, what are man tears, bro? Like, what are you talking about?
They tears that's not soft. You know what I'm saying? I guess
It was, yeah, hard tears.
tears came out like ice. Like
My, I'm like, yo, that's so toxic, man tears. Like, what are you
that's
talking
all
about?
it is, man. That's all it is. It just
Yo,
we
what's
scared.
going
We
on?
scared. We scared to be vulnerable. It's okay
Yeah,
though.
it's all right. Though. I understand,
My
man.
goal is to cry for sure. If I hit my goal, I'm dropping big tears.
Duh. So when I was running, two marathons, like the first one, oh yeah. Free press. When I knew that I was gonna beat my goal, I was like a half mile away. I started like getting emotional, like that. But it's a cool feeling, like dang, like this is about to happen, And then when I in Glass City, when I passed y'all it was like mile 20, like right at mile 26. When I passed y'all, kind of floating a little bit, feeling decent. I didn't feel decent. I felt like crap, but I was still moving, and y'all was hyped. I was holding back tears for real then, because it's just like I'm about to PR by like how many ever minutes and get this BQ. Hey, did you think that like a year ago that you'd be like confidently going after a BQ in New York City? Well, just forget New York City because the answer is no to that, but going
No.
after a BQ.
My plan, my long term plan, starting after Glass City 2021, was I'm gonna run a marathon in 2022 in the spring.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run another one in the spring of 2023, and hopefully that will be the one I try to go for a BQ on.
Yeah.
But we pushed the timeline up a little bit, and
yeah, because you wanted to. I think we wanted to go back after the half, which is a solid idea, but it just worked out, against it.
And I ended up going after a decent half a few weeks ago anyway, so it's cool.
All right, so what's your I'm fishing. What's your advice for like somebody who is like newer-ish or like new to training, and kind of unsure of like their potential and goals? Because that's kind of where you were like last year. Like you're mildly new to training. I think you had put like one solid block in. Not really yet.
No, two.
What for?
Glass City 2020
Virtual half. Yeah.
kind of
Okay.
blew up, and then
But then but a year ago when you was training, you were kind of like on that, like, I don't want to overtrain, I don't want to push me, like, because you were kind of like you didn't know what your body could or couldn't do. What's your like advice for someone that's there that really can't even think about seeing like a BQ or a PR of breaking 4 hours, whatever it is?
I would say err on the conservative side, especially if it's your first time, like really putting in a concerted effort to train for a specific race.
Mm-hmm.
Lean a little bit on the conservative side. Leave yourself some room to tighten the screws if you need to. But when starting out, give yourself a little more cushion than you think you need.
Mm-hmm.
And then that'll establish a baseline for you. I'll kind of coach my brother through his first training block this fall. And my whole idea and like goal for him was to just get familiar with what a structured training block felt like.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, we'll target 135. Whereas I felt like he could do better. He could be faster than 135.
Mm-hmm.
But once you start pushing right up to that line, it's tricky because someone that's just starting out might not know exactly what going too far might feel like until it's too late. So, like just like Alexa says, better to be undercooked on race day. Absolutely, because if you're overcooked, if you'd rather get to the line at 98% of the fitness that you could potentially have than 104. Because if you're at 104, your body's probably not going to respond the way you want it to on race day, and that is very. It's a very humbling and it's a very disappointing thing to go through an entire training block and get to race day and not be able to perform.
Yeah.
Like it's a big letdown. And if it's your first block, it could like kind of push you away from jumping back into a training block. If you know what I'm saying, if you have a bad day, it kind of it has the potential to kind of cast a dark light on training, and that's not what we want. We want to build that confidence. We want to set that baseline and finish the race feeling, man, I could have did more. I think that is like where you want to be on that first time around.
Yeah. Because especially the marathon, it's such a long distance and it's so brutal sometimes, and it can either like kick you in the face and you just go like, I'll have some more, it could be one of them, or you could just like, there's so many people that was like, I did it one time, I'll never do it again. But like you said, it's like you got to go through training somewhat conservatively, so it's a decent learning process and you know where you can apply more pressure. And then a lot of times I think that we underestimate like say if you do a training block that's 16 weeks and you have some some pretty good some nice improvement, some solid gains in that block, and you go to race day, maybe it doesn't happen the way you want it to, or it goes great. A lot of times we, as a new person, we think that like, okay, that means next we have to go up higher, like we got to go bigger, better. But sometimes you can run back the same type of structure, like same thing, and just change the paces because you may be faster now. And you actually did this. You're doing it now. Like you just, like you're just doing the same exact block that you did for Rhode Island, but it's just different paces, and it's enough. It's you don't have to go like, oh, I need to go up. Like if in the Hanson's plan, you got like the beginner, like if you're gonna go off like the cookie cutter stuff, you got beginner, you got advanced. And if the beginner is enough, beginner is 50 something, almost 60 miles a week at peak. And if you're newer to it, you don't have to go from like, oh, I did this, so that means I have to go up. You just change your paces. You can make a long run 18 miles one time instead of 16. Like you can kind of play with it to make sure that it fits like your progression, but you don't have to like jump out the window and like go crazy. Like you can slowly get better, improve. Like the way to improvement for real, like for long term, is like that slow, gradual improvement. You don't want like that overnight turnover, like where it's like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Like that's not gonna work here. You gotta be happy and okay with like that. Maybe 2 marathons from now is the big thing, or maybe 3, or maybe a few halves, whatever it is, And real quick too, like I was talking to, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's just shout out to Aminata. She's been supporting for a while. She always tell me that my weekly recaps, like she's like, I love watching your weekly recaps, talking about training. And then her and Io, they're like, yeah, whenever we're talking about running shoes, we know we can get information from y'all podcast or from y'all YouTube show about shoes and all of that. So big shout out to Aminata, and thank you for the love and the positive vibes, because we definitely need them. So shout out to you.
Yeah, dope. Oh no, so I was going to, I forgot who I was talking to yesterday. Anyway, I was talking to somebody on the run yesterday. It was Aaron. So, so I was saying that like, so after you do like a half, you hit your goal race or half or a full, and I think the thought process a lot of times is for people to feel like, oh, now that they've done the marathon, then it's almost weird to go back to a 5K. And I think that like that's every time that I've run a marathon, like my coach and other people have always go back to that shorter race to see where the speed really is. Because if you base your next goal off of a half marathon time, for like, say if you run a 1:30 half, and you go, okay, I'm gonna base my next goal marathon off of that pace, it's not gonna show you like it's not gonna show you where you really are or really could be. Like, so if you are about to run a marathon, you're looking at doing something next, then I would say go out and have fun, do some faster turnover training, and then go after a 5K like the Turkey Trot or something coming up that's somewhat soon, so you can go into your like spring block with a new definition of like a new understanding of how fast that you are on like the top end, and then you can work backwards and say like, oh wow, this calculator says that if I do everything correct and it works out, then my potential is this new number that is way different maybe than my half marathon, calculations would have been, or a full, so don't know who needed to hear that, but it's definitely cool and fun actually to go from marathon training, jump down to like the 5K, have some fun, go all out if you can, if you're recovered, and then see what that speed really is, and then build from there.
And I would say, I feel like in this block specifically, I went through.
Hold on. Sorry to cut you off. So this is funny that she says this because Daira is the reason why, like I said this, because if you go to like to Daira's like Instagram, like in her runs, like everything's shorter and faster. She's working on like that top end speed, so she'll really truly understand, like, because she could, like, you can go out and do like a 3-hour marathon and then everybody including you is like, yo, that's so great, but what if your potential is like a 2:45? Right then, even like if you went about it differently, what if your potential could have been this, but you'll never know basing it on your last half marathon effort or your last marathon, because you're like, oh, I'm just going to take 10 minutes, I'm gonna take 5 minutes off, that seems like too much, but if you break it down a little differently, and that's why like Daira's working on that, because like I actually had a cool moment to talk to her coach, and he like said all this stuff. I'm like, yo, that makes so much sense, but I didn't realize it. But Eric, we've been doing that like in a way, not like down to like 100s and mile repeats, but it's really it's really a good idea to just break it down, have some fun, go fast, and go after.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say, and also Jason Fitzgerald from the Strength Running Podcast is a strong proponent of this, that we shouldn't always be marathon training. The marathon training is very specific to the distance, and it's a very specific way of training, and our body needs that variety. Our body needs that polarization. It needs that kind of poking and prodding of different training stimulus in order to get the most out of it. So after Rhode Island, I took about 6 weeks of kind of just base building. I took a couple weeks off, 4 or 5 weeks of just like base building, easy running. And then I jumped into like a 6 or 7 week 5K training block because I wanted to work on speed. I wanted to work on turnover, getting those quick twitch muscles sharpened up, recruiting. You're also recruiting mitochondria in different and also different muscle fibers. You're recruiting those when you're running faster, and you rarely ever do it if you don't go if you never go faster than, let's say, marathon pace, or even half marathon pace for that matter. So to get out, maybe get on a track and run some 800s, run some fast 400s, really get after it on some 200s, and push yourself in that way. Get that chest burning feeling, that just that grit your teeth. I know it's like you want to be patient and you want to be relaxed, but it's still that like hard charging sprints that does sharpen, and that does build your engine in a different way. So I think this marathon training block has benefited greatly from the 5K training that I did. And I took a minute off my 5K this spring, and I feel like that led me right into this marathon segment. And I think anybody could shout out to Shannon. I think anybody could benefit from a good 5K training block, or just a nice quick block of speed training, and just getting after it. Because
and then if you throw like a 5, and if you are able to throw like a 5K race at the end of this like 2, 3, 4 week thing that you do, whether it's like structured or not, that that'll it has you have something you look forward to, and it really does help having this new number.
Yeah.
Like because a lot of times you'll hear somebody's 5K because of the way that we think they're supposed to be. We're at half marathons and marathons all the time. You look at somebody's 5K, it's like that doesn't even reflect what you just did in the half. Like, how is that even your 5K PR still? Because we're so concerned with like the big fancy loud distance, but you got to go, go back, have some fun, and then it really does increase your like tolerance for the type of pain that you experience in a 5K, or those repeats and things. Like it's a different level of immediate pain. Like it's 5Ks on a shorter distance, but it's like it's I'd rather run a half marathon than a 5K low key.
That 5K burn from like a half mile into the finish.
Yeah,
like,
it's
you
like
feel good for like 3 minutes.
You're like, okay, we good.
Oh, I'm grinding.
Right. And it's like
it get there quick.
And then if you think about it, like in the half marathon you did that you just PR'd, at no point did you even get close to feeling like anything like that last 3.1 miles you did for a 5K.
No, not at all. So yeah, it's just it builds you differently. It builds that will, that hard to quantify idea of grit. It just builds that in a different way.
Yeah.
Because obviously you got to have that grit in order to will through a marathon.
Yeah.
But for a 5K, you are singularly focused for that 20, 25, whatever your PR of a 5K, whatever that max level is for you in a 5K, you have to be laser focused the entire time. Like you could kind of let your mind drift and go into autopilot a little bit in a marathon, but for a 5K, you have every step has to be purposeful, and like you have to like push the gas at all times. It's a different grind, but it teaches you to be disciplined. It teaches you to ignore that pain. Like it's a different grind.
You remember them back in the day? You remember them big box pencil sharpeners with the tray in the back? The 5K is legit. Like, I mean, it's like immediate, quick, but I'm telling you, like,
so the marathon will be like this one then.
No, marathon's like whittling, like this.
It's like the one you put your. It's like a knife, like an old, like an old school cat.
Slowly but surely, sitting in front of the fireplace, whittling your pencil. Pause. But yeah, do that. I don't even know where we at with this. But yeah, I like this.
I definitely think. Go ahead.
No, I'll go back to this. So Chris Costner says patience is key, as both of you know already. We all want fast results, but this game is different, and it's that's why like running is so like reminiscent or whatever of life, because they say like CEO, like the most successful businessmen or businesswomen are like in their 50s. Even if they started their entrepreneurial like life in their 20s, they're most successful in their businesses are most successful in their 50s. I mean, because it takes time. Like no matter how much we see some people just jump out the gate, go super fast at 20 years old, or do these things so early, or they just started running, they crushing it already. That's like, those are outliers. Like you have to play the long game, and the 5Ks and the marathons and stuff. These races ain't going nowhere, man. Like unless you rock and roll Savannah, you ain't going nowhere. They canceled that, but you don't see
some of these races might fall victim to climate change. I'm not gonna lie, but that's another topic. But yeah, no, it's a reason why they say even I find it so funny when somebody that like doesn't run at all, like you got those coworkers where you be like, yeah, I ran yesterday or whatever, I did a race yesterday, and like the first thing that they can't wait to tell you is like, I can't run 10 steps. You know what I'm saying? Like they're violently in the opposition of running.
Yeah.
But they will still say, oh, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. Because
they know what's up.
Everybody knows that the marathon takes patience. The marathon takes a level of foresight and a holistic approach, a macro view, if you will, much more than a sprint.
My man said mitochondria and macromu in the same.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I could go out and I might tear my hamstring, but I could sprint down the street tomorrow with no training.
Yeah, right.
But
you
throw
ain't running
somebody out there for a marathon?
Yeah.
Nah, that's not it. So yeah, absolutely. Patience. Have a 5-year plan. Have goals that don't just end at the race that you want to do in three months.
Yeah.
You know, because we've got time. Well, knock on wood.
I mean, you gotta do the right thing now, and the right thing now would be to not rush into something crazy. You know, do what you can do now, and then tomorrow do the same thing. Do what you can do. You know what I'm saying?
Alexa said, plus the shorter distance in the winter are more tolerable if you're in colder climates. Yes.
Well, she's from a place in this country that's a little different.
She's from the home of Bigfoot, the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Now, I agree. It gets a little tricky though here in Michigan because we get a lot of snow, and it's kind of hard to run fast outside in the snow.
That's so funny. Chris Costner was like, gun then straight to threshold.
That's
5K.
Straight to threshold.
That 5K, like you might say a couple things like for a second, but that's over. It's over after that.
They get quiet real quick.
And honestly, like
real quick.
No shade to nobody. If you ain't had this experience with a 5K yet, go do it. Go do it. 5Ks are not supposed to be fun.
No, but it's so satisfying. You get to the end, you pass out, your chest burns for 10 minutes, and then you look at your time and you be like, "Yo,
I'm
that
quick.
was worth it. That was
quicker than I thought I was." Yeah. This is a good question. Good Tennis says, what's your training schedule going to look like post marathon November through January? Can I go?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
All right. So November after the marathon, I'm not doing nothing I'm not doing anything for 2 weeks. And I'm standing by that. I guarantee it. And they know this. No, sorry.
No more than they know the chairman of General.
The chairman of General Mills. It's a brand name. No, but I'm not gonna do nothing for 2 weeks. And after that 2 weeks, I'm gonna start going to the gym. I wanna build up on this first. I may even do the bike at home, but I really want to give like that same over and over run thing a break for a little bit, but then start building up some of the muscles that I know need some help and some all that stuff to level off. And the cool thing I did after Chicago, I thought was cool, was I wrote down everything that was sore or whatever tight during the race, and then I made a separate note of like the things that popped up post race, like the days after, like what was really really sore, what was like, you know, was unbearable, what was just like a new ache or pain, you know what I'm saying, that I hadn't been used to. Because I think a lot of times we forget, you know, like you go run, you know, a race, and then like by the time the next race comes around, you forget that like your hamstrings was tight, you know, during the run or whatever, you know, like so, or afterwards your whole left side was numb. I don't know. But if you kind of pay attention and write down and document like what the issues were or what popped up, those can be some of the things that you work on post marathon. It's like, okay, let me, you know, obviously my hamstrings are weaker than I need them to be to whatever. So because if it's sore, it means that you might need some help in that area. And then January, we back to it.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. I'm doing the same thing. My plan, take 2 weeks, really take 2 weeks off. Because I told myself I was going to take 2 weeks off after Rhode Island, and 10 days went by, and I'm just like, bro, I have to start running again. So this time, coming off back-to-back marathon segments, I definitely want to give my body the rest and reset that it needs. So I'll be taking 2 whole weeks off, and I need everybody to hold me accountable. If you see me running, tackle me, bro. Tackle me out in the street. Like, no, we're not doing it. I don't care where you see me. I don't care what's going on.
Security.
And take my running shoes. So yeah, I'll be doing that. And I also want to get in the gym and pick up some heavy stuff. Get sore.
Yeah, like just have some fun a little bit.
Get sore in ways that I haven't been sore in a while. Hey, yo. But yeah, you know, really work on core strength, really work on the large muscle groups in the legs, quads, hammies, calves, all that good stuff, and just try to lay a foundation of strength that I can build off of for our spring plans, whatever we do. Because let me see if I get back here. McKinley asked, do you have any races coming up for next year? I have not personally made a decision on where I will be taking my talents for my spring race, but
I thought
there are a few in mind.
Yeah.
I'm probably targeting a half marathon, and it will probably be somewhere in the Michigan area, but we will see. I know me and Gary were talking about Martian races, Dearborn Martian half marathon. But if another race makes an offer that I can't refuse, I'm not gonna say I won't be there.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna throw it out there. New York half is in March.
He told me that they were doing that. Who was I talking to the other day?
Me.
D-Lo said he doing that.
Okay. I think the New York half is like in March-ish or something like that. And that would be a perfect race for me to do a whatever it's called. What's that thing called? Tune up. Prior to Boston. So that'd be cool. So I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I think Gary, because Gary kind of
Chris says Shamrock in Virginia Beach. That's funny. I was just on with Spark Worldwide, and they're from Virginia Beach, and they were saying Shamrock is a cool race. I don't know why y'all think I got money to be going to New York and Virginia Beach and all of this. Like, bro,
hey man, I don't know.
Dearborn, Michigan.
I don't know about
trying to drive over to Dearborn, Michigan.
I don't know about Virginia Beach, but hopefully New York half would be a little easier on our pockets.
Am I gonna come say hi in Boston? That's what
Oh yeah, you gonna pull up to the race? I don't know. He like, nah, you wasn't in Boston.
Fly me out.
You wasn't in Boston just for the vibes. You was there because you was already over there.
No, I'm definitely pulling up in Boston though. I'm a staple of the run community. So yeah, I have to be there.
All right. Somebody write that down on 9:06 p.m. October 30th. Aaron admitted he's part of the run community.
Plus that's usually like right around my birthday, so
no.
It can be like a quasi birthday trip.
Nobody cares about birthday. Yeah, Dyra, thank you for the validation. She loved the note taking after the race. Do you do that after training? I'll pass on that one because obviously not.
I keep a running log on my Strava. I don't know if you guys are familiar with my work on Strava, but it's kind of like micro blogging. So yeah, I can always go back.
I don't know if you guys are familiar.
I'm just saying, I'm pin game.
I know. Yeah, you do put a lot of thought into your Strava posts. And then sometimes I do like I'll start like I'll have an own separate caption from like Instagram, but you can tell when I'm getting either like focused or tired. Because then it'll just be like I got a bunch of morning, afternoon, evening runs on here right now, bro. It's getting bad.
I'm gonna feed the streets.
I
feel like it's a part of my cool down is like posting my photo and my small caption. You
are a sniper with it too, because I'll post like I don't even know how you do it. Sometimes like you don't even. I'll get the notification that you finished the run, and the picture's already there.
Yeah,
like you right there waiting.
Yeah, I don't upload the run until I'm ready to update the caption.
Do you write the caption in a note and then put it in there?
No, I'm just thinking about it the whole time during the run.
Okay. All right.
So when you hear me get quiet and shit, and stuff, that's because I'm pondering.
Oh,
like a lot of times the stuff that we be talking about is what makes like the caption.
Yeah, 100%.
Title, because you know what I'm saying.
100%. Yeah, some of my titles have been straight from a quote from the run.
I got you.
Dang.
I got you.
I feel like this is the third show. This might be the third or fourth time you said I got you to Alexis about this lunch. I'm starting to not believe it, but whatever.
I mean, what I'm gonna do? Fly to Washington? I can't do that.
I mean, it's like, yo. It's 2022. This could be already fixed by now.
No, I'm not sending the Zelle, bro. I have to swipe my. I have to. You know what I'm saying? I have to. This has to be in person.
You gotta be like, no, I got this.
Yeah, you feel me?
Okay.
Whatever you want, as long as it's on the dollar menu. You feel me?
Whatever you want, as long as it's on this side of the menu. She's like, you mean appetizers?
You
yes.
Say filet mignon? No, you can't have
that. Appetizers only. But yeah, like, so let's get to the part that I'm excited to talk about. Apparently,
yeah, I didn't even realize that we just yapping.
Apparently, Look, man, I'm okay. I'm okay with being the center of attention for as long as possible. I'm okay with that.
How much for one rib? Exactly. Perfect.
One rib. No, that's so funny though. All right, wait, hold on. Oh yeah. So apparently, I thought that it was just me and you on this thing, and a couple of random people listening. But apparently, everyone listens to what I say on here. And so when I got something in the mail last week, and then people was like, me DM me, man, finally. Like I'm like, dang, I didn't realize like I ain't throw no shade like that. Did I last week about the shoes? Did I?
No, you just Tommy runs. Your name ring bells, bro. Put some
Oh,
respect on
you
your
right.
own name.
You right. All right.
Big
Race day shoe. What we doing, dog? You don't even have your shoe, do you?
Yeah, I do.
I'm about to say I got it for you.
Oh, this is a loaf of bread. My bad. Wrong thing.
The energy return on pumpernickel bread is crazy. All right. Race day shoe is here. Race day shoe is here. How about you go first, sir? And then
put that shoe up one more time, my boy.
Yeah, right here.
Let me get it. Oh. Grab a screen grab of that real quick.
Hold on. Ow.
Get it in frame. Come on. Bam. Okay.
I don't know what that face was. I just
race day shoe.
All right, talk about the shoe. Talk about the shoe.
This shoe right here is the Rockport. I mean, no. This is the New Balance SC Elite V3. I'm sorry, New Balance Fuel Cell SC Elite V3. This is the TCS New York City Marathon colorway. Actually, I'll move it up and even focus on that just to show y'all a little shot. Or not, because that's weak. But yeah, this says TCS New York City Marathon. I promise you it does. Bam! Right there. This is a special colorway. It also happens to be the first colorway that is available to the public in the Elite V3 by New Balance. And as Tommy alluded to earlier, we just got this shoe. We literally just got this shoe. So I was able to put this shoe to the test in a workout on Wednesday, 17 miles, 4, 3, 2, 1 ladder workout. It felt really nice. It felt eerily, the Rockport, bro. I thought about it. It feels eerily, in my opinion, it feels eerily similar to the Super Comp Trainer, just a much more sporty version. If the Super Comp Trainer is the base model, Charger or Challenger, if you will, this is the SRT. This is the Scat Pack, whatever you want to call it. This is just a faster version of that. They share the same fuel cell foam, so the same foam, very similar, same carbon fiber plate, energy arc as the Super Comp Trainer. Just a legal amount of stack height and a little more of a drop and a bit more rocker, I guess you would say, kind of feel. So yeah, I will take these out for one more run before the marathon. So this, I don't know if necessarily I like this shoe more than, let's say, the Asics Metaspeed Sky Plus or the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent, but it is most certainly on par with any super shoe you might pick up. So we will toe the line in New York City in this very festive New York City colorway. Shout out Pop Smoke.
McKinley asked, "How much is it?" I believe the price tag on these will be $250. So
250 American dollars. Let's fact check that. Give me one second.
I think it's very standard to the rest of the super shoes of the world. There's only a few ones that are under 250, which is Hoka, which I think they're about to change that when they drop this new one. Who else is 200? Wasn't somebody 225? Oh, Saucony Pro 3 is 225.
So
there's not
this
gonna
is available right now in select sizes on New Balance's website for $249.99.
Oh, so it's less than 250. Sweet.
Yeah, you said so.
All right.
Unless you
So
are, no, it's $250. Fleet feet, you can get it $250. So
they ain't selling.
250 schmackaroos. You can also get them online somewhere else. These sites look a little sketchy, but they on there for $225. So I mean, hey, maybe it's up to the retailer to make a decision on it.
Yeah. So from my take on these, yes, we did get these last week. Thank God that oh, hey, that's cool. It did work. I read it like I worked for her. I'm like, oh, sweet. That's cool. How was that? She seems like a nice person. Well, so Emily Sisson did not run in these. Emily Sisson ran in a version of the Super Comp Pacers of a much lower stack. I don't believe that they had a carbon fiber plate in them at all, which is incredible. She just ran the
2006.
What was that? Oh, right. Yeah,
2006.
She took it back to the old school. Yeah, so she ran a version of a much lower shoe, less bounce, less energy return, all that. She did not run in a big stack shoe. So I was able to run in these. I like them a lot, actually. Like, I think I would give them maybe number 4 or 5 on the list. I kind of second that with what Aaron said. I got like not in an order necessarily, but Asics Masterpiece Sky, Nike Vaporfly Next Percent, 1 or 2, and then Saucony Pro 3, and then I would probably throw these in there as number 4. And depending on the day, maybe number 5. But that's a very tough list to break into top 3. These are really good. I liked the last version, and this is the RC Elite 2. So that you can see that they definitely added a bit to the stack height. They didn't add much really to the heel, it doesn't seem like, but I think they went a little bit more in the toe box or forefoot area, which for me and most runners, I think that that are looking to so many runners need more padding from like the midfoot to the forefoot, or the mid to forefoot. This shoe right here has a lot of it's a lot real squishy in the back. It's, if you are a heel striker, you're gonna feel this much more than I would, or anybody that's a midfoot to forefoot striker. That's the only thing about these shoes that I would love to see changed or kind of beefed up. Maybe the next iteration is a little more stack in the forefoot, or something a little more. Actually, you know what, Aaron? There is enough stack in the forefoot. I think it's just where the plate is why we don't feel like that bounce.
I can see that.
Yeah, so I think there's enough here because you can see it's obviously enough there, and it is soft enough. I mean, it's a really soft what is this, fresh fuel cell? The fuel cell is a very soft foam, very forgiving. But I think where the plate is, it makes it a little more rigid, which is fine. They are snappy. They're not really bouncy and plush, but they're really snappy. That's good for a marathon. So hopefully, I ran a workout in these today, 10.5 miles. They held up all the way. They're very comfortable, which is like the first thing I notice when I put on a shoe these days. It's good to put on a marathon shoe and immediately you feel like, oh, I could do an easy pace in this, and I could do a tempo in these, and I could do a long run. This will be worth the money. In some shoes like that are like Nike Vaporfly, I'm not going on an easy run in Nike Vaporfly if I don't have to. They're not necessarily the most comfortable shoes in a long run. But something like these, or the Saucony Pro 3 or the RC Elite 2, those are some shoes that I could wear probably almost any time. So if you're considering buying something, you like New Balance and you think 250 is a lot, it is. But if you're going to be able to get like a few 5Ks, a half marathon or a marathon out of these shoes, and then keep them in the rotation to use for long runs and things like that later on, 250 is a decent investment, and if you can get 200 plus miles or so out of these, obviously later in the life of them, you're not going to run a marathon in them, but if you can get some good life out of these, I think that they're worth the 250. So far, so good. So this is what we're going to be wearing on Sunday. We've got our kits that are gonna kind of go with this a bit, and I've seen the other colorways; they get better. If you like this, great. If you don't, it gets better. They have a white version of these that looks pretty fire. So I can't wait to see what comes up next for these. But this is the Nike version. It says NYC on this side. That's kind of dope. And it has the logo of the. You said that already, right? It's got the logo. But yeah, good shoe. Can't wait to rock them. And thank you, New Balance, for sending them. I'm glad that they were the right size, and I didn't need to swap them because it would have been impossible.
Facts. I had a weird gripe about these shoes. I will say that.
Gripe away, sir. Gripe away.
I haven't had as much of an issue putting a shoe on since the Kyrie 5.
You had trouble putting them on?
Yeah, it's weird. Like I had to like put my finger in the pull tab in the back and like
oh yeah,
onto my foot.
Yeah,
it's all.
I was having.
This shouldn't be this hard.
I thought I was having a moment. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So that's tricky.
So okay, yeah. So the back of these shoes, the heel counter doesn't move.
Yeah, there is no. You can't. Stiff, but it's also because the entire upper is one knitted piece. The tongue is the same piece of fabric as the rest of the shoe.
Okay, yeah. So the heel counter in this one is exactly the same.
But that has a tongue. You know, this one doesn't. This one is just all one continuous piece.
So they have these in wide too. Not that you need it, but for people that like that would be an issue. Like you hear that and you're like, I can't buy them. Wide Foot Jarrett from Believe in the Run has them, and he's able to put his foot in it. So I think it works out. So yeah, but I thought that was just me though. I thought it was funny. I'm like, yeah, I can't even.
So Louis asked, I'm assuming this is for you, Tommie. If you dropped a gel heel cup for heel strikers, do you see it building the insole up too much that might create pressure on the tongue? Me personally, I think yes. I think so. Because
gel heel cup in the back. Okay,
yeah. The way that these laces sit on the top of your foot, it might put some pressure on the top of your foot.
I feel like and it is like it's more than a gusseted tongue. Like it's not even it's a sleeve.
It's one yeah. It's a Balenciaga speed train.
so yeah, I think it would. I've never heard of the gel heel cup. Is that for extra like padding, or is that like for like to avoid friction? What is it for? Like, is it like, I wonder, like, because I don't think like for this shoe, because of the heel, I don't think you need it. If it's for more cushion, I don't think you need it because it's a lot there. But if it's for something like protection for like the longer distance of your heel, then plantar fasciitis. Yeah, I don't know. I think you might have to stay away from it unless you get like the wide version that has more room to work with. I don't know.
Yeah. I think and just because it doesn't have a tongue that is like maneuverable, I think you might be getting into dangerous territory trying to do that.
Yeah, I definitely say try it on.
4 millimeter drop on this one as well.
4?
4.
That's it. That's why you said your calves were sore.
Think so?
Yeah. Because you most of your shoes that you have now are 6 to 8. There's because even the
Metaspeed Sky is a 5 millimeter drop, so I don't know.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What have you been running in? What's the one shoe that you've been running in a lot? For your workouts? What are the Adidas?
Adios Pro 2, let's see.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, because the Metaspeed Sky is a lower drop.
7.5 millimeters.
So and then the Metaspeed Edge is the one that's more like the Vaporfly, which has a higher drop. Alpha Fly has a lower drop.
Yeah, I'm getting conflicting reports here.
4 seems low.
Some say 10 millimeters for the Adios Pro. That seems big.
No.
Some say 8.5. Some say 7.5.
Oh, that's weird. But yeah, so good shoe for sure. I'm not like I was a little worried, because we didn't have much time here, but I think they will do the job They have enough energy return. They are snappy. They are a comfortable shoe. I had no issues with any hot spots or even anything even close. Like it wasn't even like, oh, this could be a problem. It was very comfortable shoe. Good job, New Balance, on that. That's one thing that they do have is some comfortable shoes on the foot, immediate. And you just have to decide if you like the feel of the shoe or not. Go try them on, find out where they have them in your area, try them on. If you're here in the area, go to Gazelle. I'm sure they got something for you. But yeah, for sure.
Another good entry into the super shoe conversation for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So there was only two. There was one company for a long time, Nike, that had the answer. All the companies seemed like they were trying, and it was just nowhere near close. So like Saucony, perfect example. Pro 1 and 2, nowhere in the category. They weren't even. They should feel bad for like for their athletes. But then they come out with the Pro 3. It's in the conversation. Asics is big in the conversation. New Balance is not is with this shoe. I feel like their athletes have a shoe to compete with. Everyone's moving in the right direction.
Yep, innovation.
I am in a store. Yeah. So Chris Koch said, "Tommie, is that your shoe rotation, or are you in a store?" I am in a store, and thank you to the people. There's like 50 people watching me do this. No, I'm in my basement, and I guess this is my rotation of shoes. I don't rotate all of them anymore, but they're there. It's my backdrop. How about that?
No, it's also a rotation of your grass cutting shoes and all that too. That's not just your running shoe.
Oh yeah, the grass cutting shoes are on the bottom. Like they get moved down. You know. But yeah, so we're happy. We're looking forward to it. Can't wait to get there. If you are, so shameless plug, if you are going to be in the New York, New Jersey area, I'm doing a Q&A with Meb Keflezighi on Friday morning in Montclair, New Jersey. I'll be having a conversation with Meb. You get to ask questions. Meb Keflezighi has won in Boston and New York, right? So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun.
Olympic medalist as well.
Olympic medalist as well.
Please
sorry.
put some respect on Meb Keflezighi's name.
Big Meb, one of the greatest American marathon runners of all time, if not the GOAT of it.
I don't even know what that means. But okay.
You cut your own grass? Because I'm a big shot, but I don't cut my own grass. I'm sorry. I mean, I run marathons, and I try to be a dad every now and then. You know, I can't do everything.
Gotta outsource something.
Right. I be looking at my neighbors, and they just be out there like, "Come on, man, come on."
You don't run, do you? That's your first thing you think. You don't run, do you?
You must not run. I pulled up to the neighbors earlier, and I said, "Man, your grass look better than my carpet." And he was like, "Oh, that's hilarious." That's not how he sounded. I'm sorry. All right, so next week we popping shakeout run and with Tracksmith. Aaron will be there for that one as well. Tracksmith shakeout. Brooklyn with it.
Shout out
and then
Rip Pop Smoke, Rip Biggie. Shout out Lil Count, Queen of Brooklyn.
I don't even. Oh, you like he like Fabulous too, guys. So if you see Aaron in the streets, start.
Do not holler back, youngin. I am not the one.
That's one of his favorite rappers. One of his favorite rappers. All right.
I will not be in a throwback jersey.
Hey, you tell me you lying. You have a two-colored throwback jersey. You know it. You know you bought two Michelin S. You took it to a place. You had them cut it in half. You had it. I seen pictures.
The fact that you think I could afford Michelin S with that is extremely flattering. I appreciate that.
Michelin, I ain't never had Michelin S. I asked my mom. No.
I got my first Michelin S like 3 years ago.
It wasn't worth. I mean, yeah, especially I was trying to get that boy probably extra large.
$250 for a size 52.
For that, I'm gonna cut in half. No, yeah. But all right, man.
All right, brother. The next time you see us, we once again let us know if you guys want the post marathon stream or if you want us to jump on Saturday and kind of work through our nerves with us with y'all. Then it's totally up to y'all. Shout out to McKinley. He's doing Indianapolis Marathon, Indy Monumental. Big shout out. But yeah, let me know. Let me know what's up.
Yeah,
if y'all
because
want the Saturday show or if y'all want the Sunday show.
I think I did. I think I pulled a Tommie last week, and I was like, no, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one on Saturday, and then
That's
one
what
after.
we're not gonna do.
We know we're not doing two. We're gonna do one.
It's not in my contract to do two in a weekend.
I got your contract right here, brother.
Where's Kanye West when you need him?
Get
me out of these contracts.
Get me out of this contract. I'm taking to Twitter right now. I gotta get this contract. Oh, Berlin 2023. That'd be what's up. It's a lot going on. All right.
We've been on here for 80 minutes.
Longest show ever. Appreciate y'all being on here watching us talk about this cool thing we're about to do next week. Wish us luck. Wish us stuff. DMs, all that stuff. We love the support, and honestly, we're just grateful to have this platform to be able to share with y'all and all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast, or subscribe to this YouTube channel if you don't already. And if you feel like you do and you like the show so much, I would suggest just spamming all of your friends in your phone and then just say, hey, subscribe to this podcast. Because when we get to 500, we're going to drop an Instagram page, and the Instagram reels and stuff that comes from that Instagram page from the PR project will be so epic and wild. And we're gonna do a giveaway of some sort when we hit that 500. It's gonna be crazy.
Go leave a comment on Redemption Part 2. We can talk about that, but we dropped that too.
My mama dropping bars from Black Panther. Show them who you are. That's what I'm gonna be thinking about. You're gonna be saying slam the door. I'm gonna be screaming at the top of my lungs, show them who you are in an African accent.
God.
On God at the end. But yeah, grab you. I don't have many Redemption Tour tees left, but if you want one, let me know. I can reorder. This guy designed them, so thanks to him for them boys being fire. Yeah, we out. Tommie runs.
Aaron X Worldwide, ARONXWORLDWIDE. Follow me on IG. Follow me on TikTok.
I'm Tommie runs with an IE and a Z at the end. Just find me.
And it's an underscore, but you'll find me. You probably already follow. The whole running community follow.
I mean, I hope. But I need him. Hit that follow button. Peace out.